Delgado Community College has deep roots in the city of New Orleans, touching many lives across generations of families for over a full century of service. When the school opened in 1921 as the Isaac Delgado Central Trade School, its mission was to train boys and young men to work in the jobs available at that time. The school's founder, Isaac Delgado, was born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1839. He emigrated to New Orleans in 1854 at age 14 and began working with his uncle, Samuel Delgado, in the sugar trade. Isaac Delgado amassed an extensive fortune. Isaac Delgado's first noteworthy donation was a gift of $180,000 to Charity Hospital. In 1910, he gave $150,000 to the City Park Foundation to build an art museum. Isaac Delgado died 1 month after the Isaac Delgado Museum of Art. Today's New Orleans Museum of Art opened in December 1911. Before passing, he donated $800,000, about $20 million in today's dollars, to the city of New Orleans for the establishment of a trade school for boys. Researchers determined that the site should encompass, for the initial buildings alone, a minimum of 4 city squares, and be located centrally within the city so that many would find the school convenient to attend. Delgado thrived in the 1920s, but funding became scarce during the Great Depression. Even so, the 1930s brought new opportunities. Americans were wild about aviation in the 1920s and 30s, the period between the two world wars that came to be known as the Golden Age of Flight. During the 1930s, aircraft designed and built by Delgado students and faculty set new speed records and brought national attention to the school. Following the attack at Pearl Harbor in 1941, there was a huge demand for welders and woodworkers in New Orleans to help build the machines needed to fight and win World War II. The now famous Higgins boats, manufactured in New Orleans by a workforce that included craftsmen trained at Delgado, were credited by General Eisenhower with winning the war. They carried thousands of Allied troops from ship to shore during the epic D-Day invasion of Normandy in 1944, and in many other theaters of World War II. H. Giles Martin, an engineer from Cincinnati, Ohio, was the first director of the Isaac Delgado Central Trade School, serving from 1921 to 1954. When Marvin Thames Sr. became director, Thames would lead Delgado for 26 years. In the 1950s, under the leadership of Director Thames, Delgado sought to expand its mission and role in the changing local economy. The name was changed to Delgado Trades and Technical Institute. A 2-year college program was implemented at that time, and Delgado Institute's first graduates received their college degrees in 1960. Delgado began accepting female students in 1961 and black students shortly thereafter. In 1967, the West Bank campus opened in Algiers with a faculty that now included scholars with PhD degrees. Through the 1960s and 70s, Delgado steadily increased its degree programs to include math and sciences, fine arts, and humanities. During his long tenure, Director Thames led the transformation of Delgado from a trade school to a comprehensive community college. The radiological technology and the respiratory care program started in 1973 as the first healthcare programs offered at Delgado Community College. Program founder Harold Gaspard has provided visionary leadership for the Allied Health Division ever since. Today, approximately 70% of workers in regional medical jobs are Delgado graduates. Harry Boyer became president of Delgado in 1980. The same year, the school's name was changed to Delgado Community College. During Boyer's tenure, the school continued to expand. By the late 1980s, however, Delgado had begun to lose its momentum. Because of funding challenges, then-Governor Buddy Roemer wanted to close the school. He appointed Dr. James Collier for that task. Collier began learning about Delgado and the role of community colleges around the country. Instead of shutting the college's doors, Collier became Delgado's biggest fan and worked to upgrade the institution. Collier was named president at that point, the institution's first African-American chief executive. During Dr. Collier's presidency, the Charity Hospital School of Nursing was transferred to Delgado. Founded in 1894, the school now offers a highly selective associate degree for registered nurses, as well as a practical nursing certificate program and certified nursing assistant training. Delgado's first female chief executive was a Californian, Dr. Ione Elioff, who assumed the post in 1992. She focused on the school's array of job training programs and expanded workforce development with Margaret Montgomery at the helm. At the end of Elioff's tenure in 1997, Dr. Raymond Garrity was appointed as interim president. Dr. Terrence Kelly served as president, then chancellor from 1998 to 2004. Dr. Kelly's greatest successes were the much-needed capital improvements and the integration of technology and science. Delgado is one of the first schools in Louisiana to utilize a human patient simulator in nursing and allied health training. The Delgado Foundation began to flourish during the Kelly years, becoming the dynamic force for growth, improvement, and community support that it is today, with assets of $30 million. Kelly is also credited with creating the Workforce Development and Education Unit at Delgado, which focuses on worker training programs. Dr. Alex Johnson became Chancellor of Delgado in 2004. While striving to enhance awareness of Delgado as a college, not a trade school, Johnson worked closely with business partners to expand workforce development. He was also responsible for establishing the school's Distance Learning and Instructional Technology Division to implement online education. An historic event made online instruction essential. On August 29, 2005, Hurricane Katrina ravaged the Gulf Coast. And like most businesses and homes in New Orleans, Delgado was underwater. Heavy equipment and lots of muscle were required to restore the physical campus. But it was truly the willpower and dedication of the entire college community that helped bring back Delgado. Succeeding Dr. Johnson as chancellor in 2008, Dr. Ron Wright oversaw much of Delgado's hurricane recovery. Wright's efforts helped to restore the college and its enrollment. By 2011, enrollment at Delgado reached an all-time high of 20,452. In 2012, Dr. Monty Sullivan became Chancellor of Delgado. The quality of the student experience was especially important to Dr. Sullivan. He worked tirelessly to secure millions in state and federal funding, as well as private donations for new and improved facilities, and for expanded instructional opportunities across Delgado's 7 academic divisions, plus workforce development. After transforming Delgado's physical presence and its academic and training programs, Dr. Sullivan left Delgado in 2014 to become president of the Louisiana Community and Technical College System. He was followed by Joan Davis, an attorney and college administrator from Alabama, who oversaw a period of unprecedented capital improvements, including the Delgado Sidney Collier site, the Thames building housing the library, and the Delgado River City site. Interim Chancellors Debbie Lee and Dr. William Wainwright made their own lasting marks on Delgado during this period. Lee served as interim 3 different times between 2008 and 2014. Wainwright sponsored articulation agreements with other New Orleans colleges and universities. In 2019, Dr. Larissa Littleton Stibe became Chancellor. Dr. Stibe has placed strong emphasis on improving student access and the quality of the student experience. During the coronavirus pandemic, Dr. Stibe led the implementation of strict safety measures and a series of wellness campaigns for students, faculty, and staff. She made certain the educational progress of students would continue during the pandemic. The innovations in instructional delivery, especially virtual learning, that took place with Dr. Stibe's leadership during the pandemic will have a long-lasting impact on the students and their families. Dr. Stibe's leadership is raising Delgado's profile across the region, state, and nation. Top national rankings for the college's business, hospitality, math and sciences, and nursing programs have been achieved. New and enhanced online programs are meeting more and more students where they are. The exceptional quality of Dr. Stibe's leadership is further demonstrated by the $23 million in private donations to Delgado during her tenure thus far. In 2021, Ochsner Health provided $20 million to help build the Ochsner Center for Nursing and Allied Health and to establish the Ochsner Scholars Program, the largest single gift in Delgado history. The PepsiCo, Hilton, and other educational foundations and corporations also are supporting Delgado today and for the future. And the Gail and Tom Benson Foundation is donating millions to Delgado in support of athletics and other activities. The Delgado Athletic Department was established in 1972 by Rags Sherman. Shortly after, Delgado joined the National Junior College Athletic Association. Today, Delgado sponsors and excels in 3 intercollegiate sports: baseball, a nationally recognized program, men's basketball, and women's basketball. At the City Park campus, a new high-tech classroom building, a beautiful library, and an innovative center for nursing and allied health. At the West Bank campus, a strikingly designed advanced technology center and a student union building. In Avondale, at the River City site, a well-equipped new location focusing on workforce and technical division courses. On the east side of New Orleans, an impressive new Sidney Collier site and a fast-growing maritime and industrial training center. For 100 years, Delgado has remained true to its mission of providing accessible education that positions graduates for rewarding careers in the region's key industries. Everything at Delgado is focused on the student to help them succeed at whatever goals they may have. Key to Delgado's ongoing success are the faculty and staff who pivoted quickly and effectively during World War II, again during the Katrina catastrophe, and in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic required new ways of interacting with students and colleagues. As it fulfills its historic mission, Delgado's reputation for educational excellence is growing in Louisiana, where the college is the oldest and largest community college in the state, and nationwide, where the name Delgado Community College has become well known to educators and others who seek to change the world.